Hi, I'm Leite Gonzalez. Welcome to the video version of the I-20 Sports Talk. Today, I interview Heloise Le Normand, aka Lolo from France. After graduating from a university in France, Lolo decided to go to Hawaii to play college tennis. We talked about how was living in Hawaii as a student athlete and how was getting her senior year cut down short due to the pandemic. Let's take a look. All right, so here I have Lolo, my teammate and close friend from France. Thank you, Lolo, for taking your time to talking to me. It's so nice to see you.
You're welcome. I'm super happy.
All right, so I guess you went to university in France before you went to Hawaii. You went to Hawaii Pacific. Why did you make this decision?
I made the decision. I think it was mainly because of tennis. I just wanted to keep playing tennis, and I think in France I couldn't do it while I was studying, because in France, when you study in French university, you can't really play tennis, or you do it just by yourself, and it's pretty hard.
Yeah, I heard that too, and it's kind of the same thing as here. You know, if you go to university, you don't really have that opportunity, and I think a lot of people do that, make that decision, so they can play, still keep playing and study. And how did your family feel about it?
They always supported me. They always said it would be the best decision for me. I just didn't go to the US right after high school because I think I wasn't ready. And I wanted to be a dietitian, nutritionist, and I could do it in 2 years in France. But after that, I was talking with my parents, and they say, okay, it's a good time to go and to live now. Like, you got your degree, and now you can have a bachelor in the US. You can learn English, you can play tennis, you can have a team around you, because in France you're just by yourself when you play tennis. You don't have team and anything. So of course my parents were completely okay, and they always supported me to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly, like, being around a team is the best thing, right?
I think that's my best memory. Like, that's the thing I remember. It's like my team and the team matches, and of course Hawaii and English and university. Okay, I'm gonna remember, but team is the first thing, and it's the best thing in the US.
Yeah, and when you play all the girls on the team, most of them, I think unless the last 2 years that we had Sarah, but how was the environment playing with girls from all over the world, like different cultures and everything?
Well, I think the best thing that can happen to someone, you just get to know so many different cultures. It's super interesting, and everyone is so different that everyone is bringing something to each other. Like, we all have to learn from someone, because I don't know, we're just so different, and trying to make one group, one family, with like people coming from everywhere, it's very interesting and probably the best thing. And I think that's we are super lucky to be in Hawaii for that, because in Hawaii especially, people are coming from all over the world. I mean, in other teams too, but you always have some Americans. And in our team, like, we just had Sarah, and she was from Hawaii, so that was amazing to have Sarah, of course. So it was just perfect, I think.
Yeah, and how was living in Hawaii?
I mean, it's Hawaii. So basically, you go to practice and you have the beach in front of you, and then you go to university, which is like in downtown. It's beautiful, and then in the weekend you can go to the beach. You can go like hiking, and people are super nice in Hawaii. It's so like peaceful, and I don't know, like life in Hawaii. You have everything. You have the city, you have the beach, you have the mountains. You can just do everything you need to do and everything you want.
Yeah, and how was your routine as a student athlete?
Um, my routine, I would say, well, we would go to practice in the morning, not too early, but in the morning. And then you go to school either in the morning before practice or either after. So you have both, and then you just go home and you relax because practice can be tiring. You study at home because I think in the US we have to study a lot at home compared to, like, you don't go to school that much, but you have to work by yourself. And then we would go to the beach almost every day or every 2 days, and then you go home, you relax, and in the weekend you just enjoy the island as much as you can. And then when it's the season, you don't really have this routine because you travel. I mean, we travel a lot, so it's not the same routine. It's completely different, but
Yeah, living Hawaii, we had to travel a lot. What was your favorite trip?
That's hard because all the trips were amazing. I just remember the last one because maybe because it was the last one, but at this time we didn't know that would be the last one. When we had the indoors championship for the first time, and I think we did pretty good. And that was the time when the team was really, really close. Like that was the best moments as a team, as a group. But we didn't do anything exciting around except tennis games. But that's one of my best memories. So that's weird, like it proves how important is the team, because I think we didn't do anything except playing. But of course, another one that I remember was probably my first one or my second one, because that was the first time I was traveling, and we went to, was with you. I don't remember the first one, but we went to LA, San Francisco, Las Vegas, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like two different trips, but very different, but I really loved both. I couldn't say the one that I preferred. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of good trips as a team, and that's very important because, like you mentioned, the last one you had was because the pandemic happened and you guys had to stop the season. How was that experience, or that how did you feel when the team felt? I hope you're enjoying this week's episode. Make sure to follow the I20 Sports Talk on Instagram and subscribe to the podcast version on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Now, let's get back to it.
I think you have no idea. I think that was the hardest, probably the hardest thing that I heard, not in my life, but maybe. I mean, we were so ready, we were so good as a team and having so much fun. And I think because it was my last season, I was ready to give everything, everything. Like I was ready to die on the court, like seriously. And I think like we had a lot of games coming, super important, like the most important ones coming. So we were so ready. So when we discovered that we had to stop and that I had to go home because of the virus, everything stopped. Like I knew that tennis was over for me. I knew that I wouldn't be able to see the team again, that we wouldn't be able to compete again, that we would have to leave the island after like almost 3 years. Like everything was completely done in one day. Uh, so I'm not gonna hide it to you, but I think I cried for an entire week.
I bet. I'm sure that was super hard, and being your senior year, that must be even harder because everything was over.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing. Like thinking that I was a senior, that I was ready to give everything to end, in a beautiful way. I mean, I don't know, just finish like that after all the good things that we had with each other. Just finish like that was
Yeah,
horrible. Wow, super
and,
sad.
yeah, and everyone that played that had to stop the season, uh, they have the opportunity to play again. Did you ever think about staying there and playing another season?
Well, I think I thought about it a little bit, but I also knew that I couldn't because I had plans in France. Like I needed to keep. I mean, I had plans in France for like working. I had my boyfriend in France, and I had my school in France. And also the other thing was that I think my body was really tired, and I think I was getting injured a lot. And I don't know if I would have been able to play one more entire season, because it was getting really hard. So I just saw that if I was done, I needed to be done, like it
Yeah.
was really hard to think about it. And when you see the situation right now, I don't even know if they'll be able to play again this season. I don't know how it's gonna be. Uh, well, I hope they're gonna be able to play, but it's gonna be a tough year again. So
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned you had some injuries, and I remember you had a lot of injuries. I mean, that was one year that we all had a lot of injuries. How was how did you deal with that, being injured and having to play, and how was that experience? How did you treat that?
well, um, I think I'm lucky because all the people around me, they were super nice with me. They understood my limits. So especially the coach, Lauren, she knew when I should play and when I shouldn't play. So let's say when it was not really important, when it was like, yeah, not the most important game, she would keep me safe. She wouldn't make me play, so I would be able to play and to be on the court when we really need it. And I know that for my last season, I was so ready to give everything I could that I was going to the trainer almost, seriously, almost every 2 days. Even if it was far, it was like 30 minutes driving, but I was just going there and trying to do the best and trying to recover as much as I could. And yeah, I just had to deal with it, and I think I did the best I could. And
Yeah, for sure. And how I know Lauren is super understanding. How was your relationship with her or the assistant coaches? You better say it was very good. Just saying.
well, I think Lauren was amazing. The assistant coach, depends.
Yeah, if you
Um,
don't understand, I was one year, one season a volunteer assistant coach for this one, and we were always together on the court, right?
yes, we had good times and hard times.
Yes, we did. A lot of memories on the court.
No, like seriously, I don't think I don't think something could have been better in Hawaii. Like the coaches, like all the coaches I had, Lauren, of course, you and Paola and Mayan and even Jeremy the first year, like all the coaches I had, they all brought something to me to help me, and everyone was just super nice and super funny. And I know that I never went to practice being less stressed. I was always happy to go there because I don't know, just all the coaches made me feel really good. It was like a really good atmosphere around us, and especially when we were traveling, it was always good time. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm really lucky, and I'm super grateful for all the coaches I had.
nice. And how was your first day in Hawaii? Do you remember that one?
Oh my God, yes, it was the longest day ever. Because I think because of the travel, I was traveling since like 24 hours, something like that. So I didn't sleep. And then when I arrived in Hawaii, it was only like 10 a.m. And I was like, oh my God, it's just the morning. Oh, I'm gonna like last until the night. Like, how I'm gonna do that? And I just arrived, and it was crazy because I was late. Like practice already started and school already started because I was waiting for my visa. So when I came, it was just like everything was crazy. I had to deal with so many things, and I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak English at all. Like I was so bad. I mean, I know you remember. But it was like such a hard day. But I was lucky to have Lauren and to have my teammates around me. So everyone helped me and everyone was here for me. But gosh, it was a tough day.
Yeah, and you mentioned you couldn't speak English very well. How was going to school out in English and not understanding a lot?
You really want to know? uh, I think my first week, I was sitting in school like that, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? I have no idea what the teacher is saying, and I have no clue what's happening. And but at the same time, I don't know, like it was scary to not be able to understand, and it was really tiring because you feel like stupid. Like I felt like, oh my god, I'm stupid. I don't understand anything. How I'm gonna make friends, and I'm not funny. Like I don't understand jokes, and I can't make jokes, and you know. But at the same time, I was really confident, and I knew that it would come. With the time, I would be able to speak English better. And I was living with people speaking English only. You were speaking English, and all my roommates were speaking English, so it came, I think, pretty fast. So
How was the experience of living the living situation? How was the experience living with people from different, I don't know, they have like different routines and different things they like and they don't like. How was that?
I think it's something hard because with time you just really realize that people are not the same as you. They don't do the same thing as you. They don't think like you. Like we are all really different. So the best thing to do is trying to understand people and let them do things as they want to do. I think that the best thing to be able to live all together, because of course when you come from all over the world, we all have different ways to live, ways to do. So I think you just have to take some step back and look at the entire situation, and then everything can be okay. I think it's a chance to live with different people. You learn a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And
How
you grow up.
Yeah. How was what was the hardest experience you had, you say?
With my roommates, like with my living situation, living with a guy, I think it was tough because we're just so different, and it just didn't work. Because I don't think we can be all able to live with, like sometimes we're just not able to live with someone, so sometimes it just doesn't match. So I had tough time with guy, and I think it's sad to say, but I think it's tough to all agree with the money situation when we come from all over, like when we come from different countries, because we have all different ways to do and ways to think. And I think that was one of the hardest thing to manage. I would say the money situation is not always easy with other people.
Yeah, for sure, because I think everyone comes from, different backgrounds and stuff.
Completely.
Yeah, and take us to a tour in Hawaii. What was your favorite place to go to? I know that's hard.
I have to choose only one.
I give you a feel.
um, I mean, Stairways to Heaven is amazing. That would maybe be the first one. Maybe for the adventure, for the hike, and for the view, everything. I think is so beautiful. But at the same time, Kauai is an island that is amazing. It's beautiful. I would always tell people to go to Kauai if they can.
Yeah, I didn't have that chance, but I would go back. I would try to.
Yeah. But so many places are beautiful in Hawaii. Like it's so hard to choose one. Like
Yeah. And do you still talk with the girls from the team?
yes, not all of them, because you know, with the time, you know, like sometimes we just take different ways. But I think I still have a good relationship with everyone. Like I know that any day I can text anyone, and that would be super nice. And yeah, I made I think really good friends. So I'm talking to like maybe 4 or 5 people that I know and I hope I'm gonna keep forever. Like really, really close friends.
For sure. And I think when you go, like, you move from your country and you meet all these people, they become your family, right?
It's family. Like that's the word we use. Like for real, that's what we say about us. We always say, yeah, we are family. That's my family.
Yeah.
Because
And
when we're there, we are not with our real family. We are with our team every day. So this team becomes your family. So yeah.
yeah. And what would be one advice you give to someone that wants to go play college tennis?
Go. No, like just don't think, and just go and try it and do it, and that's the best thing. That's the best thing people can do. And I think one thing we have to be careful is choose a good team. Choose a team you know you're gonna be good within. You know, like choose a good team and choose a good place to go.
Yeah. And now you're back in France. What is next for you? What are your plans?
What are my plans for the future? Uh, finish my degree, the one that I'm doing right now, and then I'm just gonna start a normal life. Of course, I have my family, I have my boyfriend, so I guess we're just gonna move forward, and I'm gonna have a job, and I really, really hope I'm gonna keep playing tennis because I really miss it. But times are hard in France right now, and we can't even play tennis because everything is closed. But trust me, I'm gonna give everything to keep playing tennis because it's such a nice sport that I'm gonna try to keep it close to me
Yeah,
always.
yeah, for sure. And I think we all should, because you play tennis, you give so much years of playing on a team, and then you go back home, and it's kind of hard to keep it doing. But
Super hard. It's hard to have the same motivation when you are in the team. You know why you play. You know that you play for your teammates. You play for your coach. You play for your university. You have like such a huge motivation. Then when you come back to your country, it's just hard to play just for yourself. Like I don't see the point to play competition. Like I want to keep playing tennis, but it's hard to have this motivation because it's so good in the US that yeah.
yeah, because you're playing for your family.
Yeah, you're playing for your family, for your teammates, for everyone that is around you. You don't even play for yourself, not really. So when you come back, it's different.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, we're gonna play a little game to finish up. It's just a quick game. I say one word and you say whatever comes to your head.
Okay.
All right. So food,
Okay.
drink,
Coffee.
color,
Blue.
person,
Lauren.
animal,
Shark.
passion,
Tennis.
country,
France.
Hawaii,
Amazing.
Ohana,
Team.
dream job,
I don't know.
and go.
What did you say?
And go.
Go.
Go. What will
How
you
long?
go? Sharks. All right.
I didn't get it. Go Sharks for sure.
Yes, all day long. All right, Lolo, I appreciate you taking your time. It was such a nice talking to you, and we had such a good chat, and I'm sure people will appreciate you sharing your experience, and we talk soon.
I'm super happy. Thank you, Lily, for your time. It was really nice to talk about it. You're gonna make me nostalgic.
Bye.
Bye, Lily.
I had such a good time talking to Lolo today, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. There's so many more stories to come, so see you back here next week as I will have a very fun chat with Igor Accorsi, a soccer player from Brazil. See you then. I'm Litze Gonzalez from Brazil. Bye.